Hi. Yeah, now I'm not even using any filters or anything, so this is actually how bad the webcam is. It's magically turned black and white and super blurry. I think I dropped it on the floor one time too many. But yeah, the sound quality is okay. I've even recorded some music with this, so yeah. Drums, no less. So yeah, the sound quality is surprisingly very good. I wonder what that light over, where is it? Over here is, there's no window or anything like magic. But yeah, get home really early today from school, which is good because I'm have a bit of a flu going on. I wanted to go to school anyway because it was such a short day, and but yeah, I got a lot of exams coming up next week, so yeah, I gotta get healthy. But yeah, only thing that really don't feel that bad anymore. It's just my throat is kind of aching and sore, and so yeah. But I think I can still manage to talk. So yeah, I think that we'll just go over the anti-natalist thing one more time, because you know people really need this redundancy, even though it is annoying. But you know, I think that people just need to hear the argument over and over and over again before they get it, because you know, with me, at first I think when I was watching Gary's videos, I became a vegetarian and stuff like that, because you know, he was responding to some guy and he was just owning the living shit out of the, I don't think it was Tool Time, but some other person, I think, and Gary just annihilated the guy. And you know, because I was basically on the side of the mediator, so yeah, he just annihilated me as well. So you know, I really got it that, whoa, I'm really wrong on this and I gotta do something. So I did, and then he started talking about the anti-natalist thing, and you know, it really took a while for me to get it, even though he was making videos about it constantly, because you know, there were certain things, I mean, it just, and anyone who doesn't watch his videos, who's just a random YouTuber, is not gonna pay much attention and is not gonna watch many of his videos, so they're just gonna disregard the whole idea, like, yeah, destroying the earth, that's just preposterous, I'm gonna go watch some Fred or whatever, or some of the amazing atheist, you know, stuff or whatever. So yeah, because you know, I had real trouble getting the whole life is a zero-sum game. I didn't get it because you know the language that they use, Gary and various other people, they, you know, it's very, there's lots of really weird and complicated metaphors, and you know, and he doesn't always explain them very clearly because he has explained them earlier. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go over the thing one more time, because you know, people might not have seen the older videos by Gary or by other people. So yeah, it's repetition, 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 and it should eventually work. So yeah, basically what anti-natalism is about is, well, it's reducing population, but it's most of all, I mean, it's kind of indirectly reducing population. Basically, it's about not having children, which will eventually lead up to, you know, the extinction of human life. But the goal is to eliminate all life. all sentient life, but you know, it's probably wise to eliminate all life because so it can't evolve. So yeah, and the reason for this is because life is life is, first of all, it's futile, and you know, if it was just futile, then you know, no purpose, no objective meaning or anything, then yeah, fine, who cares, right? Because you know, every atheist has basically accepted that you know, that it's futile. We're not really doing anything that meaningful here. So if it was just meaningless, then yeah, fine, but it comes with a great cost. And now you're thinking, what could that cost be? Well, it's all the suffering in the world. And it's not just your personal suffering, it's a suffering of, you know, all the suffering in the world, which you know, it greatly outnumbers the amount of pleasure. So yeah, that's basically it. There's so much suffering versus pleasure that, you know, we can say that the experiment called life has failed. So we should stop it because, you know, it's gonna create more victims and more victims and more victims. And now you should be thinking, you know, think about animals in factory farms. If you're a meat eater, then you don't give a shit. Well, then think about people in developing countries, like people starving to death, and you know, AIDS virus spreading in Africa, and think about stuff like that. And you know, those are many people, tons of people, millions of people. And you know, you need to remember that. God, I look like a fucking corpse. Yeah. Well, yeah, you need to remember that the amount of people who are living this fine Western consumerist life, you know, we are a minority. And you know, is this really so great anyway? I mean, this mediocre bullshit, basically. And so yeah, that's the reasoning. Well, then there's also the fact that life is a zero-sum game, at least almost. I mean, at least, you know, pretty much. All of our pleasures are only an illusion because, you know, first you're born deprivated, which means, I don't know where this term got. I think it's from, I don't know. Well, in psychology textbooks, they say that deprivation basically means that you are in need of something, and usually means something like biological, like you need food or something. But this is more of a broad term in that it's all our needs and all our desires and wants, basically. And you are born with all the you know, the minute you're born, you want something. You might even not even know it, but you know, you're like, you might not have words for it, but you know, it's food or something. And yeah, so when you, let's say you drink some water because you're thirsty, you're removing the, what was that? You're removing the deprivation, and then you get this pleasant sensation, which is not actually accomplishing anything positive, it's just removing the negative. And that's what we're doing for our entirety of our lives. Try to think about something that, in Pyro was in some, or Pyro, he was talking about this, or I was talking with him in the comments of some video, and he was like, I enjoy having pleasures that, you know, are not removing of the deprivation or something like that. And I was like what? And he said like petting animals or something. Like, and I think heroin. Yeah, I think yeah, heroin church was like talking about it too with Pyro. Like what the fuck? Like petting animals. That's just, you know, you want to feel all warm and fuzzy inside, or you want to, you know, pet a cute animal, and you know, that's a deprivation. I mean, I want to shove this popsicle in my ass. Okay, that's a deprivation. then I'm gonna do it. There it goes, and yeah, deprivation is gone. You're not gonna do anything without being deprivated first. I mean, I'm not gonna scratch my ass if I don't have to itch first. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, try to think about something that you do without being deprivated first. I mean, watch TV. Well, you gotta want to watch TV first. I mean, and you know, most of those aren't that bad. Like wanting to watch TV, you're not gonna go, I gotta do it, otherwise I'm gonna die and suffer horrifically. No, but you know, some of those are pretty nasty. Like, I haven't eaten in 3 days, and you know, or like I cut my finger off, so now with a saw, or with an axe, so now I gotta take some morphine. I don't feel the finger anymore. So yeah, life is a zero-sum game. That took a while for me to get, because I was like, but when I eat, you know, the food might also be tasty, so I get something extra. Not only fulfill the hunger, but I also get the tasty part. But you know, that it's just like, think about yourself as a Sims character. You have your hunger meter going on and your sleep thing going on the meter, and then you have the thing for entertainment, or boredom. So you eat something tasty, it removes your hunger, but it also removes your boredom. You know. So yeah, so almost everything is removing something. I mean, there might be something, but it sounds theoretically impossible. But I'm sure they're like having an erection. I mean, that's sort of a deprivation. I mean, you want to fuck something, but it's not necessarily very unpleasant. So I don't know. Some of those maybe aren't, but you know, mostly life is a zero-sum game. I wonder how long I've been going on. I should probably get something else in there too. I've rambled on about this one thing for a long time. So anyway, just think about this. It's very, if you ask me, it's very irresponsible to propagate or procreate, because you know, you're not. First of all, it's an illusion that you're really giving the person some kind of a gift of life, or like doing him a favor or something, because you know that's not the case. You're just bringing him into the world to be deprivated, and then he's trying to remove those deprivations, and that's what he does for the entirety of his life. Yeah, nothing else pretty much. And he's not really missing out on any pleasures. Yeah, if he's not being born, because you know the pleasures aren't really pleasures, they're just removing the negative. And you know, this is pretty old stuff. I mean, even Schopenhauer was talking about this for like, you know, 100 years ago. But you know, people didn't listen, people didn't care, pretty much. But yeah, people were religious back then, so they pretty much disregarded him because he wasn't into that religion thing. The guy had some great quotes. He was like, if you want to learn the truth, go ask the philosopher. If you want to hear something that sounds pleasant or something, or yeah, go ask the priest. And yeah, the truth is unpleasant. You just got to accept that the truth is unpleasant. Life is just fulfilling deprivations, and you know, even if you're doing relatively well, like I am, you know, then you know, I'm really not in the position to take that kind of risk